I'd like to bring the July 11th, 2012 Planning and Zoning Commission meeting to order. Would everybody please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Morabito.
Here.
Commissioner Zarmi. Commissioner Coletta. Commissioner Simons.
Here.
Commissioner Keller.
Here.
Commissioner Posenel.
Here.
And Chairman Flouché.
Here.
Thank you. You have a quorum.
Let's see. Consent agenda. Item number 1. Oh, and I'm sorry. Thanks, John. A couple of announcements. Standard procedure here. Anyone who has not yet signed in, please do so at the table located in the lobby. Should anyone wish to speak, please complete the request to speak form, which is located in the lobby table next to the sign-in sheet. A request to speak must be completed for each item you wish to speak on, including sub-items. Please note that there are stairs on the right, left, and center aisles, and we ask that you use caution when using these stairs. There's also a ramp located at the audience's left. If anyone has written comments, exhibits, petitions, photos, letters they intend to present at today's meeting, please have 17 copies and give them to the staff member in the back of the auditorium. Her hand is up. If you do not have 17 copies, you may use the table with the overhead camera next to the podium to present your documents. If you want your documents to go on record, you must hand them to the clerk after your presentation with the agenda item clearly marked on the document. Members of the public cannot speak to the staff members that are sitting at the table with the microphones during the meeting. If you have any questions, please see the staff member in the back of the auditorium, and she will take you into the lobby and discuss. Staff members are in the front. A timer will be activated for all speakers and will be limited to 2 minutes to make your presentations and statements. Everyone, please turn off your cell phones and pagers or place them on vibrate during the meeting. If you must receive a phone call, please leave the meeting area and go outside to have your conversation. We also ask the audience to refrain from talking with one another during the presentations and discussions. Today's Planning and Zoning meeting will be we'll hear public testimony and then forward the recommendation to the Board of Supervisors. The items with the recommendation made by the Commission will be heard by the Board of Supervisors on Monday, August 6th at 9:30 a.m. in the same location with the exception of any continued items. And we have a couple. Everyone attending is reminded that the administrative building and campus are tobacco-free areas, which means no smoking is allowed curb to curb. Also, only bottled water is allowed in the auditorium. No food, soda, coffee, etc. is allowed in the auditorium. Items 12A, 12B, and 13 are continued by the applicant. If there's any items remaining on the agenda, the Commission will break at 1 o'clock for lunch. Approval of last month's minutes. Has everybody had a chance to read, review? Any questions or comments or changes? Hearing none, I'll take a motion or entertain a motion.
Motion to approve. Second.
We have a motion to approve the minutes. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Thank you. Item number 2.
Would you like item 1?
Beg your pardon? Number 1 is the consent agenda. Oh, you want us to read it? All right. Well, we just approved it, but item number 1.
Item 1 is evaluation of request renewal of a zoning use permit on Assessor's Parcel 333-29061 for an animal sanctuary in an AR 36A agricultural residential 36-acre minimum lot size zone in the Antares vicinity. Staff recommends approval of the renewal as indicated in the staff report. Thank you.
Is the applicant present? Would you like to address the commission? Okay. We have no speakers on item number 1. Any questions or comments of the commission? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion to approve item number 1. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 2.
Item 2 is an evaluation of a request for an amendment to and renewal of a zoning use permit on assessor's parcel number 207-06063 for a striking commercial inserting residential dog kennel in an AR agricultural residential 1 acre minimum lot size zone in the Buckeye Havasu Heights vicinity. Staff recommends approval of the proposed amendment to condition 1 and the renewal for a 2-year period. There's been a determination by the environmental health folks that they do not consider this a commercial kennel, which I believe was the reason it was originally done as a commercial kennel, so it would go to a residential. Thank you.
Is the applicant present? Item number 2. Would you like to address the commission? Okay. Any questions or comments of the commission? We have no speakers on this item. Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make the motion to approve for staff recommendation.
Second.
We have a motion to approve and a second for item number 2. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 3.
Item 3 is an evaluation of a request for a zoning use permit on assessor's parcel numbers 210-14005 and 008 for 2 18,000-gallon above-ground liquid natural gas storage tanks in a C2H general commercial highway frontage zone in the Havasu Heights vicinity. And staff recommends approval as indicated in the staff report. Thank you.
Is the applicant present on item number 3? We have one speaker, Sam Lepern. Okay, would you like to address the commission? Beg your pardon? No, okay. We have no speakers on item number 3. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to accept according to staff approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second on item number 3. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. All right, item number 4A.
Item 4A is an evaluation of request for an amendment to the Mohave County General Plan and amendment to the Desert Hills Fire District Area Plan for portions of assessor's parcel numbers 120580001 through 120580067, 120580069, and let's see, 120580070, and 120580072 for an SDA SR Suburban Development Area Suburban Residential Land Use Designation to a UDA CRE Urban Development Area Commercial Recreation Land Use Designation, and to amend Exhibits 6.1 and 6.10 of the general plan to match to allow recreational vehicle subdivision in the Havasu Heights vicinity. Staff recommends approval of the general plan and Desert Hills Fire District Area Plan amendments as indicated in the staff report. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Is the applicant present? Okay, thank you. We have several speakers on the item. So let's, when I call your name, I want to call 2 at a time so that the second name just, after we get started, just come down to the front to save a little bit of time. Mike Kramer, and then John Hazen.
My name is Mike Kramer. I'm here with my wife, Janice Kramer. We live at 4379 Barker Drive, Lake Havasu Heights. The zoning changes would negatively affect our daily way of life and subdivision through increased traffic during construction of Havasu Heights Boulevard and the future proposed project. The zoning change would have an adverse effect on a bus stop for school children, the mailboxes, fire station. All the traffic and additional people in the smaller lots would make our area we live in, current subdivision, much more hectic. We came out here to be away from the city with our animals. The planned zoning change on small lots and motorhomes in the area would make it much worse than planned to begin with. We would not want visitors running all over subdivision on our roads. To pass the zoning change would just be the start of things to come that we do not want to see. Thank you.
Thank you. John, come on. And then John McDonald, sorry.
My biggest concern is about the traffic as well. And with this, I didn't see any preparation that we needed to show how they're handled on 95. That intersection during times of year is extremely difficult to get out. And the intersection by the mailbox that he referenced to will actually end up being a four-way cross section there. And I don't see any plans of how to handle that. And it's the congestion and the increased traffic, and that's my concern. I'd like to see some traffic patterns and what's planned for that before you approve going forward with that resolution.
Could you go back and state your name? I missed that.
John Hazen, H-A-Z-E-N. I live at 4046 East Coronado Road in Lake Havasu Heights.
Thank you. Claudia Westcott.
I'm John McDonald, 3140 Moccasin Drive, Lake Havasu. I represent the project. I was involved in the project that this is replacing. It was never finished, and the new developer is going in to finish up the roads, intersections, and revive what had been started 4 years ago. It'll be a residential subdivision, residential motorhome subdivision with lots that are 10,000 square feet and larger. The Heights Boulevard Road that was never completed will be completed, and signage and the striping and asphalt will be completed also.
Okay. Any questions of the applicant? Or not yet? All right. Claudia, and then Ernie Westcott.
Good morning. My name is Claudia Westcott, and I live in Lot 225 in Havasu Heights. As previously stated, one of my concerns is the traffic issue, especially coming off of 95 onto Havasu Heights Boulevard, and the corner where they indicate they will complete Havasu Heights Boulevard. That now is just really basically a turnaround spot for mail, school children, and accessing the highway. I don't see in here that whether staff looked at it or not, to do any kind of conducting of a traffic survey, just to determine, since the density is increasing so much more than what was originally platted for back there, I don't see that there has been any studies done on the increased flow of traffic and the possible safety concerns that we would have. My next question is, it appears by the paperwork that the plat is being changed because it's going from a residential to a commercial, so my understanding is the plat would be changed. If so, there's nothing in here indicating the contact with DWR on changing the water report that is in place for the previous development, which was a domestic water improvement district. So I'm curious, and my question would be, has anyone looked into how the water is going to be changed? It's now a defunct water district, so that would be my question.
Okay. Any questions of the speaker? Are you familiar with how much subdivision, or how many subdivisions are actually, or how much land has been subdivided out there?
Me personally?
Yeah,
within
because
this
the land that's adjacent to it was subdivided, but now it's kind of defunct, but it did go through this.
You mean the Havasu's Rancho that he purchased?
Correct.
Correct. That was originally subdivided for roughly 190 1-acre parcels, and she formed a domestic water improvement district to be the provider for that. When you change your specific land use, DWR needs to be contacted so that the water report in place is changed.
I understand that, but I'm just saying the magnitude of what was subdivided or has preliminary plats on, and I just, you know, there's a lot of stuff that's been subdivided out there, and I didn't know if you were familiar with that,
Well,
because we did that years ago.
Okay.
Okay, any questions? No? Thank you very much. Ernie Westcott, and then Sharon Mann.
My name is Ernie Westcott. I live in Havasu Heights, 225 Jordan, and as all of our concerns is the traffic controls on the additional highway on Havasu Heights Boulevard. We empty directly onto Highway 95. 95, when that intersection was developed out there, was a 55-mile-an-hour speed limit, and now it's 65. And the old controls out there are still for the 55-mile-an-hour speed limit, and it is actually stressed in the morning, in the peak hours for traffic. The turn lanes are not long enough for that 65-mile-an-hour, and that's out on Highway 95. In the morning, when we go to work into town or to Kingman, it's quite a wait at certain times to get safely out into the highway there. And the turn lanes just aren't adequate the way they are right now, and I don't see any of that addressed in the proposals. And then there's the issue of Havasu Heights Boulevard, which now is increased, and we have a very nice road there. It's level, it's straight, it is safe, and it has proper controls for a slowdown turn lane onto Skyview. So I don't see anything where any of the traffic controls have been changed safety-wise for our, thank you.
Okay, any questions of the speaker? Well, number one, part of the answer maybe part of your question is part of that's an ADOT question. It's not so much a county question, but it definitely, I can see something happening down the road, but I don't know that we're going to see that much traffic over the next couple of years, especially if they get fortunate to sell some stuff up there, even if we approve it. But the 95 is an ADOT.
Yes, it is, but Havasu Heights Boulevard is our county road.
Correct.
And if you're going to multiply the density on that road, then do we have to go to ADOT and say, hey, we need some different controls down here? Or is that part of the county, when they approve that road, when they approve the rest of that goes through there, I mean, we're changing the density. We're more than doubling the density with the new proposal.
Well, I understand what you're saying, but the number of lots that were subdivided, there was never any mention of doing any controls on 95, and I don't remember anybody saying anything about Havasu Heights Road. So I'm just kind of telling you the history of.
Okay, and you're right. I was not aware of whenever the changes were made for the last development approval out there. I'm just concerned that isn't even addressed on this one, that's all.
Okay, well, we'll try to address some of that with the applicant.
Okay, thank you.
All right, you bet.
Hi, my name's Sharon Mann. I reside at 7586 North Skyview Drive in Havasu Heights. As with everyone else's concerns, it's the traffic, especially on Havasu Heights and Skyview Drive intersection where the mailboxes are and the school bus stop. We have the speed limit's supposed to be 10 miles an hour going around that curve. People do 65, 70 on that road, and then you will have motor coaches involved in all that as well. So it'll be kind of dangerous. It's dangerous at the intersection as well on Highway 95 and Havasu Heights Boulevard. Also, I didn't see any, like I said, traffic studies, and that's basically what a lot of our concerns are. I do have another concern, though. I noticed on the plan that they have a package plant that they're going to be developing. Did a reuse plan get done, or how are they going to dispose of the effluent?
I don't know, that's a health department issue or ADQ. I don't, staff, anybody have an answer?
Thank you. Yes, any wastewater treatment plant or a compact system for a development goes through ADQ out of Phoenix at the state level, and they take everything into consideration at that time.
Okay, so the way you guys do it, you're just planning this, thinking about it, and you move it forward, and then as it gets to the next phase, then other people get involved and start looking at these things?
Yes.
And will this all be published information for us to review?
Some of it would probably be posted on the ADEQ's website. I don't know that anything would be posted on the county's website until it's approved, but you know, all we're doing is the rezoning and plan amendments and land issues. So.
Yeah, because our in Havasu Heights, our well right there on the corner, the treatment package plant is only like a quarter of a mile down the road.
Mm-hmm.
So that does concern me considerably.
Okay. I'm going to find out if they've had any conversations with the not Desert Hills Water Company, but Havasu Heights Water Company, and we'll try to get some answers on where they're at on that too.
I don't believe they've had any conversation with Havasu Heights Water District. But
Okay.
I reside out there and I'm on the board, so I know that we haven't had any conversation with this new developer.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Raymond Lard and Mary Hirsch.
My name is Raymond Laird.
Sorry.
I live at 4331 East Barker Drive, and I am very concerned with that road going up Havasu Heights Boulevard, going down past my place, past the firehouse. That will be a two-lane road, will be a potential to be a speedway down through there. And I don't know what, nothing has been ever said about what the speed limits will be by the firehouse or by the road, the Skyview Road that goes into by the mailboxes and the bus stop. It's very bad that it's only a two-lane road, and there's no telling how many vehicles will be going back and forth through that road. And it's between that and, like Sharon brought up, the sanitary conditions out there. It's going to go from, what is it, 180 some was to 238 lots out there. And there'll be motorhomes be going through there, you know, no telling what kind of speed they'll be going. It'll be pretty bad going up through there. That's what I got to say.
Okay. Any questions of the speaker? Thank you very much. And then Jackie Campbell.
Hi, I'm Mary Hirsch. I live at 4285 Havasu Heights, and I too am worried about the traffic going through there. Also, the building of the road, hopefully they'll use a lot of water and not dust us out, you know, when they're doing the grading and everything, and that the road will go in well. Also, that front area by the mailboxes is really bad, because I've seen people like dart out this way and you're going this way, and that could be really bad if that isn't done correctly. Also, the traffic and the usage of the people going through there. The speed limit is a concern, and that's what I have to say.
Okay. Any questions of the speaker? Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Jackie Campbell. I live at 411 East Wagon Wheel Drive, Lot 14. A lot of the concerns they have is on my corner. I live directly on the corner of Skyview and Lake Havasu Boulevard. Therefore, the Havasu Boulevard road that they want to extend out and pave backs up to my fence. And not only does it back up to the fence, but when the prior people put that road in, they made it very high. So there's like maybe 2 feet between where the road is and the top of my fence. So that's one of my concerns, is because if the motorhomes are going by there and something happens, they're going to end up on my property. They'll end up dropping and landing in my front yard. My second concern I have is the way the road was put in. When they put the culverts in, it did not help me at all. Now my front yard floods when we have water, when it rains and stuff. So I'm hoping that bringing it to the meeting, that these things can be addressed before you consider, letting them do it. Hopefully they can figure out ways to help solve it so we'll all be happy. I'm not really opposed to them putting in the RV place as long as they can accommodate the people that live out there to our concerns. And that's what I have to say.
Which corner do you live on?
I live right on the corner of Havasu Heights Boulevard and Skyview.
Which corner?
The one's directly across from the mailbox.
Oh, okay. So you're
It's
on
a 3-acre lot. It's all fenced.
You're on the southeast corner.
Yes, there you go. So, thank you.
Okay. Any questions of the speaker? Hearing none. Any discussion of the commission? Todd, do you want to come up and let's talk about a couple things, if you don't mind?
Certainly. Todd Bremner, Double R Engineering. I happen to be the agent for the developer on this project and hopefully the designer ultimately.
What are you going to do about drainage, and what are you going to do about the road?
To start with, the improvements on Heights Boulevard were never completed entirely, and some of the drainage structures are not fully operable yet. So those are part of what the new developer will have or is obligated to complete. The road is permitted as it is. It's an arterial road, design speed of 45 miles an hour, I believe. Again, the intersection they're talking about, and most people are concerned, rightfully so out there, is part of the uncompleted work. And there were no signage, none of the signage was actually put into place either. So controls at that intersection are likely something that I'm sure Public Works is going to ask us to examine when we return to the development or return to this new project development.
Refresh my memory on 95 and Havasu Heights. What kind of improvements were they planning on doing there?
None for the Ranchos Havasu project. In this case, we're coming back once again. We'll be asked to go through all the same review processes, and depending on what comes from that, I believe that there will be a re-examination of controls on the highway as well.
Let's talk about water, sewer.
Yeah, the sewer is a new thing. Now, in this particular case...
Do you have a permit in place?
No. Okay. We're going through this process to first discover whether or not we can achieve the correct zoning and land use. Rather than having 190 individual septic systems with minimal treatment, and the simple fact is with an increased density subdivision, you can't produce or you can't have that type of on-site disposal system. We're proposing a package plant which can be put in increments, and this type of plant is a far superior treatment of sewage. So the effluent we're going to get out of that is going to be well treated, unlike perhaps an individual septic system. The reuse, we've only touched on this. We have some open space that we plan inside this new phase of the subdivision, if you will, where we may be able to reuse that. So we have thought about that, but there are no plans for it yet.
Is the package plant you're talking about similar to the one they did at Sun Lakes?
At Sun Lakes, I don't know if they had this modular. This is a subterranean modular system.
Okay.
It won't, it's not above grade, it's not open air.
Okay, that's kind of like what theirs is.
Sequencing
you don't even
batch
know
reactor.
it's there.
I don't really know what's there.
Yeah. Did I see a question, Jack? No? Oh. Okay, continue. You're going to pave the road.
Yes, he's obligated to complete the road. And like I say, it's currently permitted. The designs were accepted. It's just simply not complete. So it will be a two-lane road. I don't recall off the top of my head what controls were applied at the intersection of concern by the fire station there. I'm pretty sure there were stop signs. It doesn't warrant a signal or anything of that nature. I don't think the residents would care for that either.
Yeah. I've got a concern about the 45-mile-an-hour speed limit myself, but because that just turns into 55. What's Public Works? Is that?
This is Richard Robinson with Public Works. We have talked with the applicant about getting a traffic study put together, and we'd be able to address a lot of those issues at that time.
Did they do a traffic study when it was owned by the Palladori family? When they did the Rancho, was there a traffic study done?
Yeah.
Was there?
Mr. Chairman, there would be.
Yes, sorry.
Okay.
That was before my time.
It was several years ago, and we've had a lot of things come before since then. Okay, any questions?
I do. I have
Okay.
one. This project that you're bringing back to life was approved at one time. Could you kind of give us the overview of the major changes you've made in it?
Primarily the density.
From what to what?
Let's see here. There were 67 lots, I believe. 67 one-acre lots in this portion of the subdivision. Now there are 238.
10,000.
Yes, 10,000. Some
Square
are
foot lots.
smaller. Some are smaller, meant for a more traditional type. We won't call it a mobile home park because it's not what we're planning here, but a more traditional type of use for a motor coach estate where they would normally have, say, a park model, a ramada, pool, certain amenities that are permanent.
Thanks.
Is this going to be similar to the one out there on Victoria Farms Road? Is that what the plan is?
Yes, in use.
Trying to get a visual on this a little
Certainly.
bit.
In use, it will be very similar, and the structures that you would see on this new subdivision would be that, or perhaps better. The density of the Victoria Farms Park is much greater.
Yeah.
So this subdivision is a bit unique. It's going to be a motor coach estate, but the lots and the density are going to appear more like the city lots that we're used to in Havasu in size and density and spread.
I have a question.
Did you say they're 10,000 square foot lots?
Yes, most of them are.
I have a question. The last speaker that was up is definitely for your project. However, you were talking about that they were going to look at the drainage thing again. And if the drainage on the particular one that she lives at does flood her front yard, does that happen to be one of the areas you're going to relook at?
Since some of these people we may wish to talk to, I've been keeping names. I made a special note next to her name.
Okay.
I want to have a look and hear what evidence, what she's seen.
Okay.
Is valuable to us.
Thank you.
Did you guys have a public meeting or anything? Out there?
No.
No? Okay. A lot of times, if you do that, it vets all these things way ahead of time, but. Any additional questions? Okay. Thank you. All right. Any additional discussion on item 4A? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the staff recommendations.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion to approve and a second for item 4A. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Okay, that carries. Item 4B.
Item 4B is an evaluation of a request for a rezone of assessor's parcel numbers 120-58-001 through 120-58-067, 120-58-069, 120-58-070 and 120-58-072 from an AR agricultural residential 1 acre minimum lot size zone to an SD CRE special development commercial recreation zone to allow recreational vehicle subdivision in the Havasu Heights vicinity. This is a follow-up to the previous item, and I would add that there will, if this is approved, eventually be a third item, which will be the subdivision preliminary plat that will come back to the commission, and at that point it should address some of these traffic and water and other issues. With that note, staff recommends approval of the proposed rezone subject to the conditions in the staff report. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Before we get started, Public Works, speed limit, I don't know if I asked that question, but I'd just like to get an answer. What's the isn't the speed limit 25?
I don't know the speed limit off the top of my head of that arterial off.
Mr. Hunt?
Mr. Chairman, may I help out a little bit on the procedure for Public Works? Talking on behalf of the county engineer, the county has standard requirements for submittals on the preliminary plat that addresses the traffic, and typically they require a traffic impact study according to county standards, and then also require a drainage report in accordance with county standards. So these issues will be addressed. Right now, the way I understand that, that portion is signed only for the traffic that it is right now, but obviously it will be changed based on the traffic impact study.
Okay, so we don't know really what the speed limit is there. I just don't want to see it 45.
I think the speed limit is 25 at that intersection.
That's what I think too.
It is 25.
I haven't been out there in a few weeks.
The road is 45, but at the intersection it's 25.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's, the applicant is here. Mary Hirsch. Everybody want to sign up for 4A and 4B? Okay. It's actually for the rezone, but all this stuff is all part of our discussion here. Raymond Laird.
Hello, my name is Raymond Laird, 331 East Barker Drive. One of the concerns is traffic is zoning that commercial, that opens the door for more commercial back there and more traffic. That is one of the big problems there. We're not only at the 95 Havasu Heights Boulevard intersection, but all the way, the whole part of it. And by the way, the speed limit by the mailboxes there are 10 miles an hour right now.
Okay.
For your information. And we don't like the problem of going, maybe go down to get on the Highway 95, sit there behind 6 motorhomes waiting to get out onto the highway. You can imagine what that's going to cause. And the people with their ATVs that go to this commercial area where they have the motorhomes, if they decide they're going to run around to Havasu Heights or whatever, they'll do it. And people in Havasu Heights are really going to have a problem with that. Thank you.
Thank you. Sharon Mann and Ernie Westcott.
Sharon Mann, 7586 Skyview Drive. One other concern is that main road, Havasu Heights Boulevard, it starts at 10, 25, and 45. By the time you hit Highway 95, you're doing 70 easy. So just so you know, we've had people before Polidori's put in that extension road, we've had people go, instead of taking 10 miles around the mailbox, we've had them go whoop, and they would be, you know, they have to get a tow truck to get them out of there. So then they built up that road, which just made it more easier for people to fly through there. And the main thing is the traffic. And when you asked that gentleman the question about water and sewer, he never answered about this, the water. He just answered about the sewer.
Good question. we'll get that addressed.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ernie Westcott, again, Havasu Heights. Not only are we going to, this road is going to give us three new intersections in this project. There's going to be one at the mailbox, there's going to be one at the fire station, and then there's going to be one on Rancho Vista, which is the far side of Havasu Heights. And that one will potentially be, if it's changed to commercial zoning, that's going to be another pretty good size intersection there as far as traffic density goes. Anyways, thanks.
All right, thank you.
Isn't this going to be changed to commercial just for this subject property?
That's correct.
Yes.
That's correct.
But there's no commercial out there at all anywhere right at this moment, is there?
No, there's not.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, that was Ernie. Mike Kramer? All right, thank you. John Hazen?
Again, I'm John Hazen, 4046 East Coronado Road. During this conversation, it's part of we keep talking about the traffic. Havasu Heights is kind of unique, and it just has a few paved roads within it. And it is, you know, when you get all those ATVs of the people out in that subdivision coming through there, the dirt roads we have, it's just going to be terrible. I don't have a problem with them doing that, but I'd like to see the county and through maybe Public Works or somehow do something with, I don't know, some kind of treatment on those dirt roads to abate the dust. And dust is a big deal for all our health, and I'd like somehow address that because it's going to happen.
Well, Havasu Heights is going to get paid. Havasu Heights Road is going to get paid. One of the questions that I got for the applicant is how far are they going to pave it down from, are they going to pave it just to their subdivision or not, or are they going to pave it all the way down? But the dust control would be something that probably is going to be of interest for everybody.
That area, you know, when you go to particularly to the south towards the city and the mountain, it's just live with trails out there to ride, and it's going to beg them to come ride them, and when they do that, they're going to
Well, and they ride them now. And they write them now, so.
They write them now, but we don't have another 250
Yeah,
right.
I understand. Well, they're not all going to be there at one time, so don't be too optimistic. You know, people in the audience, if you've got something to say, if you would please come up to the podium or make your comments when we address you. It's just not appropriate for everybody to be talking when I'm trying to talk to the speaker. Thank you. John McDonald, we'll get to you in a minute. Claudia Westcott.
Claudia Westcott, 4280 East Jordan Drive in Havasu Heights. I am mirroring the request of Sharon that the gentleman did not speak to the water issue. I am the manager of the Havasu Heights Water District and have been for the last 19 years. So we have had no contact as the neighboring water provider. We have had no contact with this developer in any way, shape, or form. So we naturally have concerns that possibly are unfounded, but until we have some form of communication, we don't know what his plans are. I do know what is required when you change a plat, and I'd like to make sure that they're going to be following that, as we had to do when we formed our district and when we became a designated water provider.
Okay. I suggest you meet with the gentleman after the meeting so you can kickstart that, because I think that's an important aspect of this. What kind of capacity does the water company have right now?
Our water district, we serve 250 lots, basically. We have a designation through the Arizona Department of Water Resources. We received that about 3 years ago. So our push, our expense to do all of that was so that we would come up as a water provider, so that as the surrounding areas around us developed, which they will, we will come up as a known water provider. So our concern is when something comes in and completely changes the scope of what's out there, which is residential, when something's now coming in, increasing density and commercial from residential, and I question that that's just a minor change, However, we would like to know that ADWR is being involved, and there's only a couple of choices that he has. So that's just my main concern as for protection of our water district as well.
In your CCNN, what's your service area? What, does it go north of Havasu Heights
No,
Road?
we are a 1 mile square subdivision.
That's it.
And that's
Okay.
it for us.
Okay.
We have, our storage tank sits up on BLM land, but our district was formed simply for our 1 mile square subdivision. Our water goes no further.
Okay. You have the capacity to go forward though, right?
You mean serve more lots?
Yes.
Statute allows for us to purchase other water districts, if that's what you're asking. We have declined with Mrs. Palladori. I can't speak for my board, but I don't think we would be interested in doing it again, though again, I cannot speak for my board, as your staff can't speak for you, but that's my general inclination. But yes, statute does allow for us, it's been just the last few years, that we can obtain other water districts.
But you don't want to.
But again, I don't want to speak for my board, just like you don't want your staff to speak for you, but I would pretty much bet that we don't want to do it. We just want to know that they're doing it correctly.
Okay, and they will have to, so.
Okay, thank
All right.
you.
Any questions of the speaker?
She answered it.
Mr. Chairman, can I just make a comment? The scope of this commission is to determine the land use. And all the things that you've brought up are very good points. And I know I live on a dirt road too, and we have ATVs that come by our house, and I'm the guiltiest guy around. I probably sold most of them. But right now, the decision that we're going to forward to the supervisors is this the proper use of the land? Not is the road graded, not is there adequate water, electricity, or anything. Those things will come up yet. There'll be another hearing at another time in another place. So you need to stay aware. But you're going to have neighbors. If, you know, that's just the way the world goes. Lake Havasu would love to have more neighbors. The county would love to have more people. It's just a matter of everything being built to accommodate the people that are there and the people that want to come here. So if we make a decision like on the 4A, the decision to approve, doesn't mean that we don't care. It just means that all we're looking at is land use, and we are not allowed to look at any other issues than that.
Adding to that, we do like to bring that out in the form of public hearing, so everybody is on the same page and a little bit transparent with that. Jackie Campbell. Okay. If I could get the applicant back up here, Todd, or let's talk about a couple small things just to clear the air, if you will. Water.
The Water Improvement District will stand, although there has to be some well, not exactly reorganization, but the new developer has to be approved. The water system and its operation is going to remain the same. We will probably be questioned, though, and we will have to demonstrate the storage capacity. We do have, needed for this increased density, we do have adequate distribution and so forth. We have adequate supply. However, there will be reexamination, like I say, just for specifically storage and the increased density. We'll also, as part of our work on the subdivision, be revisiting the design of the water system, just to make sure we don't have any low pressure points out there. DWR is, the system's approved, so we have DWR's blessing for what's being withdrawn, and we do have adequacy.
So you're going to get a new CCN and service area? Is that what you're?
You know, I don't know the answer to that, if the ACC is going to require a new CCNN or if we'll be able to modify the one we have. We'd like to modify the one we have to extend it to sewer operation as well.
What parcel are you going to put the sewer plant on?
Let's see, there are parcels C and F, I think. If I could point at a map, I could show you. Or somebody has a map.
Go to the site.
Put up.
That lower right-hand corner on the site map.
Does that map help?
Yep.
Yeah, there you are. Zone M for treatment plant, that's the point, that's the place. The water works are also nearby. Now remember, this treatment plant does not discharge into the aquifer near the water supply, and it's also adequately separated from the water supply. There's enough land there to site the treatment units.
Okay.
If I might, before I forget or pass by, I just want to mention with regard to the land use designation, commercial recreation is the designation that allows or would allow these motor coaches. And it's not the intent, nor I believe it would not be allowed for this subdivision to have any commercial component that is available to the public. The only commercial component, if you can call it that, would be the clubhouse amenity for the community itself. So there are no commercial components. We're not, this is not a mobile home park, so none of these sites are for rent or overnight stay. They're for sale and permanent structures and for people to bring recreational vehicles.
I got that. Any additional questions of the speaker? He's got to get a, once they figure out what they're doing on the wastewater treatment plant, they're going to have to, aren't they going to have to get a use permit for that? Or is that included in the CRE zoning?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman and members of the board, I believe that's an M zone zoning, and they are going to have to get an aquifer protection permit from the ADQ as well.
Yes.
John, is that correct, that that's an M zone?
Yes, according to the maps we prepared, that particular lot was previously zoned M for the wastewater treatment plant. It's not being changed in the zoning.
Okay. You want to tell us anything else?
Nothing special.
When are you going to start?
We haven't devised a sales plan yet.
When are you going to start paving the roads?
Well, the sooner we get through this.
I know that is a big issue with everybody out there. There's enough dust as it is.
This developer is aware that he's obligated to finish that construction.
I know. All right. You'll do a good job. Any other questions of the speaker? No. Or staff? If not, I'll entertain a motion on 4B.
I'll make a motion to approve based on staff recommendations.
We have a motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second for item 4B. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. I would get with Mr. Bremner and Mr. Hara on the water issue and start some kind of dialogue on that so that you guys are all on the same page, because obviously when they go to ADWR, they're going to want to know what you think anyway. So this might be a good time to start that exchange. Anyway, thank you all. Item number 5.
Item 5 is an evaluation of a request for zoning map correction of assessor's parcel number 228-02092 to correct the zoning designation of the parcel from C2H 36A, general commercial highway frontage 36-acre minimum lot size, to AR agricultural residential 1-acre minimum lot size in the South Mohave Valley area. This is a parcel that was, there was 50 acres or thereabouts rezoned out of a larger parcel, and apparently when it was mapped onto our zoning maps, the entire 200 and some acres got labeled with that zoning. This correction would limit that zoning to the area that was actually rezoned and reflect that the balance of the parent parcel was not rezoned back in 2005 or whenever that occurred, 2006. This is, staff is the applicant on this. We have notified the property owner and have not heard back from them any objections.
So this is more of a staff correction?
Correct.
Thank you. Is the applicant present? Well, the applicant's present is the county. Any speakers? None. On item 5, any questions of staff by the commission? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make the motion to approve per staff recommendation.
Second. We have a motion to approve item number 5 and a second. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 6.
Item 6 is an evaluation of a request for a rezone of assessor's parcel number 306470009G from an AR-10A agricultural residential 10-acre minimum lot size zone to an AR-4A agricultural residential 4-acre minimum lot size zone to allow creation of 4 residential parcels in the Golden Valley vicinity. Staff recommends approval of the proposed rezone as indicated in the staff report. Thank you.
Is the applicant present? Would you like to address the commission? All right. We have no speakers on this item, I believe. All right. Any questions or comments of the commission? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve it based on staff recommendations.
Second.
We have a motion to approve. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Those opposed, same sign. Lost track of where I was. We're on 7 now, aren't we?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Item number 7.
Item 7 is an evaluation of a request for zoning use permit on a portion of assessor's parcel number 306480011T for 2 12,000-gallon above-ground fuel storage tanks and a proposed CMO 1A commercial manufacturing open lot storage 1-acre minimum lot size zone in the Golden Valley vicinity. Staff recommends approval as indicated in the staff report. Thank you.
Is the applicant present? Right. We have no speakers on the item. Any questions of the commission? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion on item number 7.
I approve to accept according to staff conditions.
Second.
We have a motion to approve item number 2. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 8.
Item 8 is evaluation of a request for a rezone of assessor's parcel number 310-04053B from an AR-5A agricultural residential 5-acre minimum lot size zone to an AR-2A agricultural residential 2-acre minimum lot size zone to allow creation of 2 residential parcels in the Long Mountain vicinity. Staff recommends approval as indicated in the staff report. Thank you.
Is the applicant present? We have no speakers on the item. Does this comply with the Lone Mountain area plan?
Mr. Chairman, yes, it does.
Okay, thank you. We have no speakers. Does the applicant like to address the commission?
Well, I just have one question.
If you'd come up to the microphone, please.
Hi, my name is Londa Oshesky. I'm the owner. My husband and I are the owner of that piece. We want to split that to an even 2.5 each. And the way they had the drawing up there, it looked like they had one size larger than the other. Was that correct?
Well, let's see what we got here.
I'm just going by what I'm looking up there in your yellow.
We don't have that picture.
So you have.
That parcel doesn't really show how it's divided. That just shows the outline in yellow of the entire
Okay,
parcel.
so we just want to go right down the middle.
Right.
And that's.
Yeah, that just shows the whole parcel, not
That's
how you
just an
split it.
arbitrary line.
Yeah, you're showing the whole parcel, but from where we were sitting, it looked like you had the smaller piece at the top and the bigger one at the bottom. Yeah.
I think what you're seeing is actually the parcel numbers and some other information across there.
Okay.
It's not
so
a division.
How we split it, I mean, where the line is will be determined by the surveyor or whatever.
Correct. As long as each parcel is 2 acres or more. you're
Okay,
fine.
that's great.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Any questions or comments of the commission? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make the motion to approve per staff recommendation.
I'll second.
We have a motion to approve item number 8. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Number 9.
Item 9 is an evaluation of a request for zoning use permit on assessor's parcel number 331-04013D for a secondary residence in an AR-5A agricultural residential 5-acre minimum lot size zone in the Long Mountain vicinity. Staff recommends approval as indicated in the staff report. Thank you.
Is the applicant present? We have no speakers on the item. Any questions or comments of the commission? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve according to staff recommendations.
Second.
We have a motion, excuse me, we have a motion to approve. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those not for, same sign. Thank you. Motion carries. Number 10.
Item 10 is an evaluation of request for zoning use permit on assessor's parcel number 336-09061 for a travel trailer as a secondary residence in an RE residential recreation zone in the Meadview vicinity. Staff recommends approval of the zoning use permit as indicated in the staff report. Thank you.
Is the applicant present? Okay.
Sir, my apologies. I must have been zoning out on the last one. I was number 9. I didn't hear you.
We approved that.
Thank you.
We can go back and.
Oh, that's okay.
Okay. All right. Item number 10. The applicant is not present. Any questions of staff by the commission?
Mr. Chairman, I have a question. Is there already multiple residents on this property? I mean, looking at that, the map's just not clear.
Yeah,
You don't have a plat.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, Commissioner Bosnell, the satellite image is a bit out of date. One of the things that shows up there is actually a Ramada type shelter, and a travel trailer sits underneath it. Okay. The other thing that shows up is a garage, but other than the travel trailers, there are no full-blown residences on this property right now.
Thank you.
Any additional questions? I'll entertain a motion.
Make the motion to approve for staff recommendation.
Second.
We have a motion to approve item number 10. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Those opposed, same sign. Item number 11 is continued.
No, don't think so.
I'm sorry.
No.
12 and 13. Or did we do 11 too? 11, number 11, sorry.
11A is an evaluation of a request for an amendment to the Mohave County General Plan for portions of assessor's parcel numbers 342-03002, 342-01006, 342-05056, 342-08001, and 337-10143 from an RDA, Rural Development Area Land Designation, to an RDA-AE, Rural Development Area Alternative Energy Land Use Designation, and amend Exhibits 6.1 and 6.6 of the general plan to match for establishment of a wind farm in the White Hills vicinity. Staff recommends approval of the general plan amendment as indicated in the staff report, and I believe there have been some letters of objection in the record, and there's also a environmental impact statement, draft environmental impact statement that's been done on this property. The entire property is federal land, either BLM or Bureau of Reclamation. Thank you.
Is the applicant present for item 11A? All right. We have a couple of speakers. Jim Canellis.
Good morning. My name is Jim Canellis. I live in the central Sacramento Valley. I'm just curious, is this a major or minor amendment to the general plan? And have the applicant fulfilled all of its obligations for a major or a minor amendment? And is this only apply to the private lands in this project?
Staff, anybody want to take a?
It looks like Chris would like.
Ballard?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, members of the commission, the zoning ordinance, section 40.2.B3 states, and I believe policy 27.7 of the general plan as well states that for alternative energy proposals in a rural development area involving private and public lands, only the private lands will be counted towards the acreage in determining whether or not there's a minor or major amendment. In this particular instance, the applicant has all of the lands on public lands. We took a look at the logic of our situation, and the reality of it is that if they had like 10,000 square feet of private property, they would still end up being a minor amendment. So if they have none, it just follows that they're a minor amendment as well, since we only count the private lands towards what the decision of a minor or major amendment. The issues that, and yes, they have met the requirements for a minor amendment.
Okay. Does that answer your question, Jim?
And it only applies to the private land or both?
Mr. Chairman, again, the zoning ordinance states that the county will count in determining whether an amendment is a major or a minor, we will count the private lands. So our determination now, the amendment itself and the maps that will be changed, et cetera, cover the entire project.
Mm-hmm. Which has been scaled way back anyway.
It has been substantially scaled back from the original proposal.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jim.
Mr. Chairman, I believe Mr. Montgomery has a comment.
Mr. Montgomery.
Mr. Chairman, just a point of clarification. The speaker was talking about the private land. There is no private land involved in this.
Right.
Thank you.
Vicky. All right. Well, thank you very much. Okay. That's all we have for 11A. Any questions or comments from the commission? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make the motion to approve per staff recommendation.
Second.
We have a motion to approve item 11A. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. 11B.
11B is an evaluation of a request for rezone of portions of assessors parcel numbers 342-03002, 342-01006, 342-05056, 342-08001, and 337-10143 to establish an EW Energy Overlay Wind Zone on property zoned AR 36A, agricultural residential 36 acre minimum lot size, for establishment of a wind farm in the White Hills vicinity. Staff recommends approval as indicated in the staff report. Thank you.
The applicant is here. Jim Canellis. Thank you. Vicki? Okay. All right. Well, that's it for speakers. Any questions of the applicant by the commission? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make the motion to approve per staff recommendation.
Second.
We have a motion to approve item 11B. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Let's see, back to 12 has been continued, 13 is continued. Item number 14.
Item 14 is evaluation of a request to grant an extension to determine compliance with the schedule for development or to rescind and cause the property to revert from C2 general commercial and C2H general commercial highway frontage to the previous zone of AR-10A, agricultural residential 10-acre minimum lot size, for failure to meet conditions of approval as specified in BOS Resolution 2010-089, which approved rezone of assessor's parcel numbers 326-13005 and 006 in the Dolan Springs vicinity. Staff recommends that BOS Resolution 2010-089 be rescinded and that zoning revert from C2 general commercial and C2H general commercial highway frontage to the previous zone of AR-10A, agricultural residential 10-acre minimum lot size. Thank you.
Okay, item 14, the applicant is the county. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion to approve item number 14. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Those opposed, same sign. Item 15.
Item 15 is an evaluation of request to amend the Mohave County zoning ordinance, Section 6, incorrect or omitted information to clarify minimal level of information necessary to review an application. Staff recommends approval of the amendment as shown in Exhibit A. Adds a paragraph that clarifies what basic information needs to be included on an application. Also makes a change that currently says that incorrect information or information omitted is sufficient basis for termination, and we're changing that to suspend or terminate proceedings and process. And addition that proceedings may resume after corrected or omitted information has been provided. Thank you.
Has everybody had a chance to look this over? Okay. Any comments at all? Okay.
It's making it nicer.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion.
Make a motion to approve item 15.
I'll second.
We have a motion to approve item 15. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Those opposed, same sign. Item number 16.
Mr. Chairman, item 16 is also an amendment to the zoning ordinance. It would do two things, and I'll point out that this item is only for discussion purposes today. It's not for adoption. It would do two things. First of all, it would define a learning center. There has been some discussion among staff members as well as certain parties as to whether or not some of these tutorial businesses can go into commercial zones or not, and if so, which commercial zones can they go into. So, and I think the commission's had some discussion about these learning centers before, and they were wrapped up in the K through 12 school issue. So one of the purposes is to create a separate definition that separates out the learning centers from the K through 12. So they're not defined as a school. In fact, schools are expressly omitted. What they're intended to be is a training or supplemental academic education. So it would be like is I think one of the examples. Preschool might follow, though preschools are usually covered under daycare. It would be more like, I think one of the big ones out there, Silva Learning Centers, or some sort of tutorial. So it's in addition to the typical K through 12 education that the individual would receive. It then goes on to place the fact that those schools or those learning centers are allowed in a C1 zone. The way the zoning ordinance works is commercial zones are cumulative. So if we put it in the neighborhood or C1 zone, the C2 zone then says any use is allowed in a C1, and then the C2H says anything allowed in the C2 zone. So everything's cumulative. So we only really have to put it in the one zone, and it carries through all the commercial zones. We have a commissioner that is rather passionate about the learning centers who isn't here today. So we're going to propose that this be continued on to the commission's August agenda as, again, as a discussion item.
Sure.
So that Mr. Azarmi can attend and make his passionate statements.
I don't know if he
for the
got
commission
booted
and
off
the
the
public.
airplane. I don't know what happened, but he can't get here till Friday, so.
So, but we do ask that it be continued, as a discussion item, be continued for 30
Okay.
days.
Passionate discussion with them.
Any questions at this time? If
Do we need
not,
to make a motion, or are we just going to do it?
It's a discussion item, so we can probably just do
Probably
it. I
don't.
would imagine that good nod from the attorney here, yeah.
Okay.
So you can just not take an action, it'll appear on your next agenda.
All right, well, then we won't take any action on that, and I think that's all the fun we can have today. Any other reports or comments? If not, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Oh, motion to adjourn.
Second.
We have a motion to adjourn. We are adjourned. Can I have a vote, please?
Yes.
Can I have a vote?
Aye.
Aye.